Hello and welcome to this section on Java modules. So we'll introduce you to about Java modules in Java. So what is modules? Modules was introduced in Java 9 as called as Java Platform Module System, and it is also called as modularity in Java. So this feature is like it provides us an aggregation over packages, and so that it makes our code easily accessible and have a strong encapsulation over the code. So encapsulation means we will be able to bind our code and related packages together into single units so that will be able to distribute our code and write more efficient code. So that is the purpose of modules. Now we'll discuss about the modules, other key feature of module. So modules as a group of dependent packages, and it is for example there are 4 or 5 packages which we have similar functionality and they are using each other and they are accessing each other members. So we can group these packages into forming a module. So before Java 9 there was only packages and some access modifier keywords to restrict the access to members of a class. So after Java 9 we will got the modules in which we can restrict the access to the package using modules. We will discuss about that in the further part of the video. Next thing which we need to mention about the modularity is modularity not only ensures a strong relationship with the packages and classes, it also allows the resources to be modularized. So for example, if you have resources such as XML file and property file or images, these resources can be also modularized so that only the required modules can access those resources. Before Java 9, what we will do is we will keep all the resources in the root folder and we will try to access from the root folder path. So that was reduced and this relationship is now strongly encapsulated with the introduction of Java 9 modules. Now let us discuss about module descriptor in Java 9. So module descriptor. So we have noticed that when we create hello world program or other programs, we have noticed that there is a file which is called as module info.java, which is being created on the root folder, which is src folder or the root folder of our package of our project, and this file is called as the module descriptor. So the module descriptor consists of many things which we can define, and this is very helpful in restricting the module, and we can have a lot of features such as the first one is the module name. So we can define a module name inside the module descriptor file, and the module name can have dots and the name of the file, name of the module. It can be either inverse domain style as we declare the packages, or we can have a project style declaration where we'll place the dot in between the name. So both the type are allowed, but the dashes and other symbols are not allowed in the name. Next thing which you need to mention is dependencies. So in module descriptor we can use add dependencies and make make our module depend upon other modules also. So next feature which we need to discuss is public packages. So we can make our packages. By default what happens is when you introduce a module, the all the packages will be private by default, so no one can access the package from the outside the module. So we can make our packages public also using modules. And next thing which we need to mention is the service offered and service consumed. We can also define the services. For example, we will have a particular service, so we can define that service offered and service which we can consume also in the module descriptor file. Next thing which is the reflection permissions. So we can have reflection means an ability to access the code from runtime. So for example, if there is a class which is in a one package, so we can access the classes private members using the reflection API code. We will discuss about the reflection API when the reflection API section will come. So for now we think like that this module If modules allows us to have a reflection permissions from one module to another module. So this allows us to design framework and other features very easily without making complex problems. So now let us discuss about various module directives. So what are directives? Directives means a set of commands which we can provide in our module descriptor in order to achieve certain functionality. So in module descriptor file we will discussed earlier. In that file we can put certain directives so that our modules will have certain features. So the first directive we will discuss is request. So if we add a request, come a request directive in our module, then it depends, that module depends upon other module. So request followed by the module name, we can add more modules which are required. And next one is request static. So in this case what happens is in the previous one request case we will add the compile time as well as runtime dependencies to our code, but in case of request static only the compile time dependencies will be added, so that the runtime dependencies will not be added into the code. So that is the request static. Next one is request transitive. So if there is a transitive dependency, for example, one dependency is depending upon another and the another one requires the another dependency. So in that case there is a transitive relationship. In that case we can use the transitive directive to make that relationship. Next thing which you need to mention is the exports directive. Exports directive is used to expose our API to the entire world. So if you write exports a pack followed by a package name, so that this package will be exposed to the entire world. So we can access the members of this package in other modules. Next one is exports to. So exports to will be, we want to restrict our exporting feature and the packages to set of modules. So we can use the exports to restrict that feature. Next set of module directives are users means a service provider will be there. We can consume our services using service users. We will not discuss much about this directive, but it is important to know that this directive exists. Next feature is consumes provides, sorry, provides means a service provider will be there. For example, an interface or an abstract class that will be defined inside the service provider, and we can consume the other service from the other service provider from other modules. So this feature is there in Java 9 modules. Next feature is open. Open means this, if you want to open our module for allowing reflection to other modules. So for example, if there is a module with a class package and that package has a class, so we want to expose that class and make that class reflectionable to other modules. So that feature can be provided by using the open directive. So open directive allows reflection to be happen on the modules. Next one is opens. Opens means opens mean like open specific packages. Instead of if you use open, we'll expose entire module. So we want to expose only a specific set of package, we can use opens keyword, opens directive. Next one is the opens to. So opens to will restrict our open feature to a set of modules, so that these modules will only able to do the reflection of our code. So now let us summarize this session. In this session, we seen about modules, what are modules, and what are the module descriptor, and what are the various module descriptors, directives. Sorry, and we are going through these modules. In these further examples, we will go through some of the classes. We will use this module descriptor file to add dependencies to our existing module, such as XML dependencies and Java.NET dependency. This will be added in our further lessons. So at that time, we will be able to understand what is module descriptor and how we can add the dependencies to the module descriptor. So thank you for watching. Please continue watching this session. Thank you.